Hey, it's Kathy. Welcome to All Levels Flow Yoga. I'm in a different space than you'd usually see me because my house is being painted at home. So fortunately, I've been loaned a place up in Collingwood, and so I'm going to record a class from here. It's perhaps too nice of a day for anybody to want to be inside, since we've had lots of rain and winds and all of that. So. Um, For those of you that might be tuning in later, thank you for joining, and just enjoy your practice. We'll keep it simple. It'll be a little shorter, about 40 minutes, and anything that you usually like to use for your practice, you can have. I've got a couch that's got a couple pillows and a blanket. You can use any furniture that you have in your space. If you happen to bump into it, it might hold you up. Um, And for a couple of things towards the end, since it's the last week of the month, um, we'll warm up a little bit, and then we'll just do a really nice stretch out. If you happen to have a strap or a scarf, I may use that. Okay, so let's start in child's pose. If you'd like something underneath your knees, you can bring that in. And we'll start at the sound of the bell, just to do a couple of minutes of arriving and centering. And that bell is just to make it official that you're here for yourself. You're here for this body and what it has to give away, what it needs to receive, just open to having some intentions of friendliness and well-wishing towards this body, mind, connection, with no expectations, a fresh start as you rest in child's pose and in a way that's comfortable for you, so the knees can be right together, a little more flexion in the back or wide apart with the big toes together so that your belly can be soft in there, receiving the breath. Arms stretched forward, or your forehead can rest palm on palm. Allowing the weight of the body to settle into the floor, and the kidneys and adrenals in the back body to receive the oxygen. Allow your awareness to just take in the shape that you're in, this child's pose wrapped around your heart. Putting your head down, letting the contents of the brain just drain out into the soil. Sensations of the ground coming up to meet the limbs, or the weight, feeling of pressure as the body drops into that garden squeeze. Notice the things that are here in the awareness. And those would be anything to do with the senses of sight, sound, touch. Maybe you're still tasting your breakfast or salivating for lunch. Resting now with sensations of breath coming in and out of the body, breathing in and breathing out. Your natural breath for a little while. In this posture, you may pick up the sound of that breath of the back throat as you breathe in and out through the nose. The Ujjayi wave or ocean breath is there for you if you find that helpful. Just a steady Rhythm with some depth to anchor your mind and body, non-dual. Let's reach the arms forward if they're not, and let the fingertips come off the floor and wrap the upper arm bones under, so a little bit longer through the spine for one more inhale. And then exhale, shifting through to a long plank pose. Lift the belly up and in as you look back towards your knees. Let the hips drop a little bit, but keep the core nice and strong. And then look forward there. Let's lower down a couple of inches on an exhale. Narrow the elbows and then press straight up. Back of the skull lifting towards the ceiling as you exhale and lower a little. Inhale, press it straight up. Doesn't have to be too low, just going slow and feeling that strength. And as you press up one more time, inhale, and this time come all the way down to lower. And stretch the legs out. Take the fingers wide and palms off the mat and a little forward into a cobra shape. Stretch the breastbone forward and down and soften the face. Pull the ground back, peel the heart forward on an inhale. And exhale, lower. We're just connecting with that rhythm of breath. Breathing in to lengthen. And breathing out to soften back to ground. And slide back to the low ribs. Press up and back through a long table. Curl the toes under. And stretch back again into a child's pose. Just getting into the bottoms of the feet for 3, 2, and 1, looking towards the hands, shift forward to plank pose again. Exhale, lower all the way down. Lengthening out through the legs and fingertips in line with the shoulders. Now squeeze the elbows in to a baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Do that a couple of more times as you come forward through the breastbone. Squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the backs of the arms. Empty the breath to lower. Last one, coming into cobra and sliding the hands back even further. The elbows lift, the hands might float off the ground. One more inhale. Exhale, lower, press the palms to lift through that long table. And one more time, just stretch the bottoms of the feet in child's pose. Getting some flexion in the spine. One more inhale there. Exhale, shift forward to plank. Breath in and exhale to lower. Long through the legs, belly lifts for a cobra or hands slide back for upward facing dog. The kneecaps lift. Exhale, belly comes down. Press palms through table. And we'll take it up and back, curling over the toes to downward facing dog. Let's take about 5 breath cycles in this dog, exploring the first dog of this practice to just move the hips from side to side, shifting and bending one knee and then the other. Can exhale a few times with an open mouth, release some carbon dioxide from the accumulation of the day so far, and give the head a couple of shakes. Have a breath out with the tongue sticking out, a lion's breath. You can make some sound. Ha. And one more like that, breathing in. Ha. Lie on the tippy toes and take about 10 very small steps. Walking towards the front, bringing some more weight into the hand. We're just warming up, bringing the feet, toes behind the wrists, coming up on fingertips, or bringing the hands to the shins for a breath in. Loop the shoulders back and then fold down towards the thighs, chin to chest, halfway lengthen. Flowing with the breath as you exhale to empty the pelvic floor, lifts to support the spine. Once more, breathing in. And exhale, let it go. Let's press into the feet and come all the way up. Let the arms sweep wide and come into a tall mountain pose or equal standing, Samastita. Spinning the palms towards the back wall. Wrapping the upper arm bones a little bit like we did when we were in the child's pose. Good. Let your left hand come down to your right ribs and do a couple of big circles with your right arm without doing a lot of moving in the ribs. Just the arm getting into the shoulder socket, keeping the hips facing forward. As you reach the right arm back this time, breathing in and sort of draw the right ribs and hip forward, or try to keep them square as you look out over the right shoulder for 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and take it into a twist. So feel the hips start to move around that way. The arm will move a little further back for 1 more breath there. Exhale, come through center, wrap the right arm underneath the left arm and eagle shape the arms, lifting the elbows up. Bend the knees a little bit and curve in the upper back. Exhale. Inhale, standing tall. Exhale, curve in the upper back. 1 more time to lift that up. And exhale, release the arms. Left arm circles now. You can use your right hand now to your left ribs just to keep that area square. Or it could be on your collarbone, wherever you can comfortably reach as you move through this joint, this big joint. See what's going on there this morning. And then open up and turn the palm, left palm to face the ceiling as you look over the left shoulder, keeping the hips squared towards the front for 3, 2, and 1. On the last exhale, go ahead and let the entire spine start to revolve. So the hips will turn as well, unsquaring for 1 more breath. Exhale back to center now. Take the left arm under the right and find that eagle shape. Lifting the elbows and then a little bend in the knees as you round in the upper back only. Lift up. This is the thoracic spine, tailbone drops. And then exhale, curve. Lifting up, inhale, legs are straightening. And then exhale, take the hands around behind the back, clasp them together, keep the elbows bent and squeeze the elbows towards each other. Let's take 3 breaths there. Or if it's more comfortable for you to straighten out the arms, just keep the thumbs close to the seat for 1 more inhale. Exhale, drop into a chair squat. Coming a little bit lower, looking towards your knees to see that you can see at least the edges of your toes sticking out there, and draw the belly in for another breath. Fold over the legs, and now maybe release the arms away from the back. Sit into the chair as the breath comes in, lift the heart, and exhale, belly to thighs. 1 more time, drop into that seat, and then reach the arms forward for Utkatasana, powerful pose. Let's hang out here for a little bit, seeing how this posture feels physically, emotionally, whether it feels pleasant or unpleasant. We're just staying with some deeper breaths, a little bit less reactive, knowing this is giving us some strength for 1 more inhale. And fold on the exhale, let it go. Let's come up halfway, breath in. And exhale, belly to thighs. We'll take the right leg back into a low lunge and drop the right knee. Reach up into Crescent Lunge just for 1 breath in and out. And then bring the fingertips back to the floor on either side of the front foot and press out through the right heel. Lean some weight into the palms, and we'll step to plank pose. Shifting forward to tap the knees down, and on the exhale, lower. Inhale to any of the back bends that we've been through. And exhale, lower to press the palms through table. And curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths here.
If you prefer a child's pose at any time, you can take that. Just inhabiting the breath. Coming back to some of those well wishes towards this body right now. Let's take the right leg up and back on the inhale. And right knee towards the nose on the exhale. Lift the seat nice and high. Look towards the hands and step the right foot up. We'll keep the back knee lifted and take a full breath cycle here in a low lunge, hugging the right hip crease back. And then press off the left foot, bring it up to meet the right foot, lengthen halfway, and exhale to fold. Press feet, come all the way up, breathing in. Again, second side, fold over the legs, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend knees, plant the wrists under shoulders, and we'll step the left leg back this time, dropping the left knee. Crescent lunge, second side, reach the arms up on the inhale. And settle in for an exhale. Open heart, strong back. And then on the next inhale, bring the fingertips down. Exhale, lift the back knee, low lunge, breathing in. Exhale, press the palms, and we'll move into plank pose. Shifting forward to tap the knees down, and the exhale lowers. Narrow the elbows. Waving through again, another back bend, squeezing shoulder blades. Exhale, long spine to the ground. Press palms through table. Downward facing dog for 3, 2, and 1. The left leg stretches back, three-legged dog. Left knee towards the nose, exhale. Hips lift high, looking forward to step the left foot up. Just keep the back knee lifted for a breath in and breath out. Inhale, step the right foot up to meet the left foot and fold, exhale. Halfway lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Pressing into the feet to reach tall. Inhale in this time, just pause for an exhale. Reaching the arms up and coming out of the waist, giving some space for the digestive organs to have room to do their thing. Let's take the left wrist and take it up and over towards the right. Pressing through the left heel and just trying to find the length through both sides of the body as if you're coming up and over a large beach ball. Inhale, center, and then switch right wrist with the left hand length. Lots of length through both side bodies as you extend in that C curve now. The intercostal muscles to the left for another breath. Inhale, center. Take the arms around again. Clasp the hands behind the back and take the back bend again, dropping into the seat. Once again, fold over the legs, release the head. Into the seat, inhale. And fold, exhale. Once more, breathing in. Reach the arms forward for fierce pose for 3, 2, and 1. Fold on the exhale. Let's come up halfway, breathing in. Let's take the right leg back again, exhale. Right knee taps down. Both arms reach up for crescent lunge to inhale. And stay for the exhale. Draw the ribs back, the whole torso back a little bit and twist it over towards the left. Bringing the right hand to the outer left thigh and flipping the left palm to the ceiling. Revolving the rib cage, maybe the gaze as well, a bit of balance for one more inhale. Exhale, left elbow underneath right elbow, elbows lift, hips sink, and then peel it back and drop the elbows and chin. Inhale, sitting low. Exhale, peel it back into a bit of a cat spine. Once more coming in. And then open into cactus for the last breath cycle, breathing in and out. Bring the arms back now and press off the back knee so you're stretching out, and hug the hips into the center line. Bending the back knee a little bit to come up on the inhale. And then exhale, stretch it forward, reach arms back. Back knee bends a little bit, waving up. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart, pressing off the back foot, and we'll move through or just hop up a few times in towards a warrior three. Strengthening that standing leg and leveling the hips towards the floor. Pressing out through the back heel for one more inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee a little bit, bend the right knee towards the chest to breathe in and get tall. And exhale, stand down. Release the arms. Let it go. Just do a little bit of shaking. So bounce it out. Notice the that inner voice. Exhale to release. Just let it be. Just like you might see an animal just shaking off some stress. One more deep breath in and out through the mouth. Oh. Let's come back. Let's do a Vinyasa. Just come through on the inhale. Surya Namaskar A, fold on the exhale. Lengthen halfway, breathing in. Exhale, bend the knees and step to plank. Knees tap, shoulders shift forward to lower. Opening up the heart on the breath in. Exhale to settle. And then press back. Downward dog or child's pose for 3 breaths here. Using the breath or sound, something to anchor the attention into this familiar shape. One more inhale. Then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Exhale, pressing the heels up if you were in child's pose. High on the tiptoes. On the exhale, transitioning towards the front of the mat to lengthen halfway. And fold over the legs. And press into the feet. Take it all the way up. Inhale. Left wrist, exhaling over towards the right. Inhale, center, and second side. Inhale, center, wrap the arms around to clasp at the low back and squeeze and breastbone to the ceiling and drop into chair. Fold on the exhale, letting the chin drop. Sit back, open the heart, inhale and fold again, exhale. And one more time, breathing in. Reach the arms forward for fierce pose. And fold here on the exhale. Let's come up halfway. And this time it'll be the left leg stepping back. Left knee taps down. Just take a breath there, no rush. Inhale. Exhale. Reach the arms up. You can have the back toes curled under, or you can have the top of the foot down. I sometimes get a cramp, so curling under is better for me. Sitting low as the breath comes in. And then exhale, draw the ribs back. We're twisting over towards the right, opening arms and bringing the left hand to the outer right thigh for 3. Wrapping the ribs for 2. And 1, right arm comes forward and wraps underneath the left elbow to sit low again. Eagle arms, or just give yourself a hug. Draw back, chin to chest, exhale. Sitting low. And drawing back, exhale. Once more to sit low and reach the arms up. And then to cactus shape. Last full breath cycle. All the way to empty. So good for the nervous system here. Let's bring the hands down on either side of the front foot and press up and back. Left knee lifts. Light on the fingertips and finding a hips width distance between the feet on your mat on either sides of the train track. Reach the arms back now. Lengthen from tail to crown. Bend the back knee a little bit and come tall. And then reach the arms back, lengthen out. Hips hug to center, inhale. And exhale. Last one, breathing in. And then bring the hands to the heart. Shifting forward, more weight in the front foot to make your way into some variation of warrior three. Little wobble. If you have furniture, go for using it. Or blocks, whatever you've got. Pressing out through the back heel. One more inhale. Right knee bends a little bit, left knee bends a lot to stand tall and hug that thigh up. Stand down, exhale, release the arms. Let's shake it out now. Swinging the arms, connecting with the kidneys. Sending that message that the work here is done. Let that go a little looser. Head, neck, and shoulders. Good, and then slow it right down. Move Vinyasa to the ground. If you have those pillows, if you have a strap near you that you can take, we'll use those once we get to the ground. Reach up, breathing in. Exhale to empty. Just getting back to a rhythm of your own breath pace, lengthening on an inhale. And then on an exhale, bend the knees. Plant palms, step to plank, and shift through to lower. Moving through a cobra. And exhale, press up and back. Let's take child's pose. Keep checking in with this shape, the support of the earth, the space in the back body, a place of rest that is always here. And then we'll sit over to one side and bring the legs forward. Have your strap or a long sock. Let's come up towards the front of the mat with the knees bent. Just lean back a little bit. Hold underneath your thighs, loop the shoulders since we've got some openness across the heart, and draw the belly in. So keep that lifted feeling. You can keep your toes on the floor, holding onto your thighs here. Or lift your shins, both or one at a time, just taking a little bit of a walk. You feel your hip flexors kick in, then you want to keep holding your legs just lightly. Or experiment with letting go. Some of you like to straighten out your legs. Go for it. For 3, 2, and 1. Cross your ankles and give yourself a little bit of a hug. And then we'll do that one more time. We'll cross the ankles the other way after this one. So feet on the floor or take a walk or lengthen out. You come down a little bit lower and straighten out the legs for that version of Navasana boat pose for 3, 2, and 1. Cross the ankles the other way for a squeeze. And release. And now we'll roll down on an exhale, coming back a little bit and pause. And then exhale again to massage out the lower spine. Exhaling a couple more. And then taking it down. Nice. Let's take a big stretch out the whole body after that bit of core. Lengthen out, uncoil those muscles again. Good, and then have your strap there. Bring the right knee in towards the chest for a squeeze. Circle the ankle a couple of times. So we're just going to slow it right down now. Tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. Give yourself some gratitude, this body, for getting this far today. The left leg will bend to start with, wrapping the strap around the right foot and lengthen that leg up towards the ceiling. You can reach the arms up, find a grip on the strap if you have one. If you don't have a strap, you can just hold on to the back of your thigh. Let your head be heavy on the floor as you just try to feel something going on in the belly of the hamstring, maybe a little bit in the calf. There'll be some stretch behind the knee, but don't try to draw the leg towards the face. Try to work on straightening it out with the help of the strap or band, whatever you have. And some might be okay to straighten out the left leg, just trying to keep some equal weight through the hips. Let's take both ends of the strap into the left hand now. And take the leg a few inches across the body over towards the left. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease. Adjust the length of the strap so that works for you. You might have your left elbow on the floor, hugging the outer right hip crease back and down, or thinking about your right sits bone reaching towards the bottom of your mat. Coming back to an anchor, breath, sound, sensation. That outer thigh. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the leg up. Give both ends of the strap to the right hand now and turn the right toes out. Keep the leg right above the hip if you can there. And have your left hand resting on your left thigh to give it some weight. Start to draw your right toes a little towards the top right corner of your mat. Now my right elbow's on the floor, just gives me a little more support. You could stick something also beside your right hip, a pillow, so the leg just doesn't fall open. So there's some connection with the core and it's not going out too far to the side so that our pelvis is twisting. Some weight down through the left heel. And one more breath there. And then come back to center. Let's bend the left knee now. You can release the strap and cross the right ankle above the left knee and open up the right inner thigh. For some, it's going to be perfect just to stay right here. Lots of tightness in the hips and that right hip. No pain in the knee. If you are interested to thread the needle, then the left knee comes in, and your hands or your strap wrap around the left hamstring. Just some space to feel the belly expanding with each inhale and softening with each exhale. Good. Let's bring the left foot down. Keep the right knee coming over towards the right armpit now. You can give your right thigh a hug. Wrap your forearms kind of together there, or grab onto your right wrist with your left hand as you reach your right heel up towards the ceiling in this version of happy baby pose. Your left foot can stay on the floor or straighten out your left leg, and your right upper thigh is giving a good massage to the ascending colon on this right side for one more breath. Exhale. Just let that leg drift back down so that both legs are long now, and you might take note in the Shavasana shape of right and left sensations of tingling or length or weight in one side more than another, or whatever you notice.
find the mind is active as we're slowing down, that's fine. That's great. Noticing that. Returning to something that's here now. Breath, body, sound. Let's bend both legs again. And we'll take the strap around the bottom of the left foot. Just hug that thigh in first and do a couple of circles of the ankle. Just forgot that. Stretch out the toes. Loosen up that joint. And then wrap your band around the bottom of the left foot. Now reach that leg to the ceiling. Start with your right foot on the floor so you can definitely square up your hips. You can wrap your hands around the strap a couple times so the arms are long, so you've got some balancing going on here, the length of the whole back line, left leg, as well as the arms, and the head is heavy on the ground. If that feels okay and you want to straighten out the right leg, you can do that now. Not having any preconceived ideas about what this side is going to be like. Both ends of the strap now in the right hand and the left thumb in the left hip crease, and the leg can start to track a few inches over to the right. Adjust your grip on the band and your posture so that you're doing the minimum effort here, including in the face. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back. Turn the toes out. Take hold of the straps with your left hand now. Maybe your right leg needs to bend again. It can also, the right knee can drop to the right. Anything to keep your right hip down, your right hand on that area. As the left toes start to track to the top left corner of this space that you're in. Not too far out. Most of us are not going to get very far without getting our pelvis involved. So right back of hip is heavy. For 3, 2, 1. That leg can come back up. Right knee comes up. Bending the left ankle or knee and placing the left ankle above a bent right knee. Figure 4 on the second side to get into it. Rolling a little left or right and either working with the right foot planted or drawing the right knee in towards the chest. If you start to get any pain in the left knee, then just back it off a little there. Go back to the earlier option for another inhale. And exhale. Right foot stays where it is on the floor. Left knee towards the left armpit now and left heel reaching up. Give your left thigh a hug with your arms. You might wrap a hand around a wrist, reaching the left heel to the ceiling and even moving some of the flesh on the left ribs, side of your torso out of the way. Right leg could straighten out now for 3, 2, 1. Releasing the bind and taking the left leg to meet the right leg, just long, wide, and floppy. Taking in this second side sensations. And then let's take the happy baby pose. So bring the knees in and wide, both knees in. The heels can stay heavy or heels can lift and hands can reach for anywhere they can find. You might come up first. The tailbone might feel like it's lifting, but then try to lay it back down, lay the head back down as well as you. If you're okay to be in this very open, vulnerable pose, otherwise just bring the knees back together and take a rock across the lower back like that. In either shape you can rock. Elbow to elbow. Feet float to the floor.
Arms come open to a cactus shape. Let's have the feet wide and track the knees over towards the left. So the right hip flexor psoas, that whole femur bone, quad muscle, get some length on that side. Bring the feet back to center and slowly drop the knees over towards the right. Taking as much space as you like between the feet, coming to the edges of the feet. Left side of the rib cage, left side of the lungs, filling and emptying. Let's take it back through center now and drop the knees in together to touch, tucking the tailbone a little bit. So you have a neutral pelvis, and let the hands come to rest at the belly, experiencing the sensations of the lungs moving in the lower diaphragm. Simple but profound act of kindness towards this entire nervous system to balance out the fright, flight, scanning for threat, sympathetic, the calming, parasympathetic, both really important and necessary. So hug the knees in towards the chest for a squeeze. And for our final pose, if you happen to have those couple of pillows, blanket, or any way that you can set yourself up with a supported heart opening pose or a babbling brook, I'll show that. So I'm taking a blanket, or it could be a pillow. It'll be underneath the shoulder blades. You can choose the height of it, and also whether it's widthwise or lengthwise. So I've got mine widthwise right now, a little bit of space between that and a pillow at the head. And bring in whatever else you might want. There's one handy here for me to place right underneath the thighs. And so the support underneath the upper back is going between the shoulder blades. Not too low down. If it's blocks that you use, then catching the bottom edge of your shoulder blades. Something for the head to be supported on so it doesn't feel like it's falling back in the space. Opening up the arms and just coming to a rest and digest shape. This feels, if there's discomfort here, if you'd rather just be stretched in Shavasana, lying on the back, or in a seated meditation for these last few minutes, you're welcome to do what feels most therapeutic right now. The sound of the bell will take us into this period of rest for a couple of minutes. Nothing to do. Sound of the bell taking us in, and then again will bring us out. You find a lot of busyness in the mind. Totally normal. Some agitation and emotional tone. You're welcome to rest the awareness on sound or breath. Or just open awareness here with some space to allow all of the sensations, including thoughts, to pass through.
In a moment, you'll hear the sound of the bell again. And you may feel like resting longer. But otherwise, the sound of the bell just to bring the practice to, or this Shavasana meditation to a close. And rub your palms together. And let them rest just above or over top of the eyes for a moment there before you open your eyes, giving them a break. Maybe take a few circles into the temples with palms or fingertips there. And down to the jaw, any leftover tension. And wiggle the fingers and the toes. Start to bring some circulation and energy back in. Rolling over to one side. Coming up to take a seat for a moment to seal your practice. To appreciate yourself for showing up. Perhaps to make an intention to extend your practice of friendliness and loving kindness towards this body, mind, soul, off the mat as well, and just see what happens. Thanks for your practice and hope to see you again live sometime soon. Bye-bye.